Okay, I'm back. I'm pooped. I'm hot. Watch the horse for a second. I'm gonna get my hydration. I'm not sure if it's YouTube or my computer that makes loading up to YouTube a video so slow. It's got to be the computer and my DSL 3 megabytes a second garbage. Scott Barber, you lied. There's no amplification on this line. They just tell you what, anything to make you go away. Until I come back. Like Cartier tried to blow me off so many times. But tenacity. Curiosity killed the cat. Satisfaction brought him back. And tenacity keeps him alive. Where's my ladder at, boy? Alright. Well, I'm gonna talk about helpers, work away, help X, those, and go through them really quick, and if I can really quick, I don't know how really quick I can. The 16 of them that I've had. So if I have any in the future, I'll tell them, hey, go watch that video and see if you can, think that you can live in this zoo. Alright, Nutmeg, clean that tree off. Good girl. Alright, the first one was actually the best glass cleaner I had, but she was an ex-girlfriend and she was paid. So that really doesn't count as a work trade because she paid cash. And then another woman who was in our train group, she ended up burning me and stealing a purple bathrobe and the key to my mailbox. Jeez. And then another friend flaked when I had the parvo puppy. That was Melissa. Rochelle was the girlfriend. Marilee was in the train group, stole from me. Melissa was a neighbor who first got her house robbed. She come running down to my gate. Hey, and that's how I started the neighborhood watch, because of Melissa. But she flakes when I needed her help the most, when I was dealing with those dying puppies, and she was out drinking in the bars. And then I got a drunk from San Diego. Oh my God. Was that the one? I think that was the one that had her stomach stapled and she got off the plane and handed me a paper with her feeding requirements. Full disclosure before you get on the plane would have been smart. 2 weeks she lasted. She was an alcoholic. She embarrassed me at my neighbor's, Dana's house, and over in Kona she just got stupid, sloppy, drunk. Put her back on the plane and bring their own round-trip ticket. And then I had my nephew. He's a numbskull. My brother did a lousy job with his boys. That boy didn't even know how to make cookies. Are you kidding me? I think we made cookies before we graduated high school, if not grade school. In our family, I guess but looking at my little brother, he eats out of a can, TV dinners, he GMO fat. He's probably the next one to kick the bucket, I would say. Then I had Katie. Katie was really good. She was here 6 weeks. Really good. Local landscape kind of girl. She had a boyfriend in the neighborhood. her problem was that she'd go drink at her boyfriend's house, come home late. One time she left the gate open. The next day my horse and dogs were out on the street. That was the end of that one. And since that one girl stole my key to the mailbox and a gate key too, I had to replace locks, so that cost me $50. So I don't give out keys no more. Now I got a big deposit. And then we had the girl from Burning Man, who Monica, who I got off of Facebook when I was on Facebook. This is some years ago. She came over, lasted a week, and really just wanted to go tour, not work at all. I said this wasn't a couch surfing situation, you know, no bums. You got to work for your keep around here. And then I had Una, or Kara. She was pretty good. She was a nut though. Too much coming and going because she had a boyfriend down in where she just moved out of and no longer could stay there, so she wanted to get back in with him, so she's here and then she's there and then she's here for a couple nights and there for a couple nights. Drama. Don't want no drama. Then I had the one girl with a 3-year-old, you know. Okay, I'm okay with kids. You know, I changed diapers since the time I was in kindergarten. But I really didn't want to child-proof my living room. And that was just a few days, and I directed her down to Kapoho where all the single moms are. And she could network with the single moms. And then we had Shauna Flores. Oh, I give her last name. She was my best one. She was here for a month and left the day before a cell hit, the hurricane. She was a little Mexican girl from San Jose, California, and that girl worked like beans and rice. I'm telling you. She had a boyfriend in South Africa, so hey, not a problem there. She's on the phone late at night up in the room when it's daytime over there. So, no problem. She could come back. She's welcome back anytime. Come on, Jasper, go lay on the rug. And then, Erica. Which one was that? Oh, that was the one. You got to ask them if they're on SSRIs. Because she stopped her SSRIs when she went to a nudist colony up in Hawaii and couldn't handle that. Her first time out of Boston, you know, naked old 70-year-old men around with 40-year-old young women. So she came down here, and when she ran out of pot to smoke and didn't have any SSRIs, ooh, baby, keep her away from the kitchen knives. So, got to watch out for those on the antidepressants. And then I had a girl that was here for one night, a dancer, student, yeah, that kind of dancer. She, I drove my truck to town, loaded up all of her stuff out of the basement place she was staying, brought it all over here. She got it all cleaned up. We did the floor for the puppies in the studio because a litter was coming. And then she took her stuff to go to school for finals on Monday and Tuesday. And Monday she didn't come back. I'm figuring, well, maybe she's staying in town with her friends to get the Tuesday finals because she didn't have transportation, using friends. And then she didn't come back on Wednesday. Thursday, Friday I started calling, you know, the hospital, the jail, the police. And Saturday I think I went out to her stuff and looked for an address or a phone number and found a letter from her grandpa. Called her grandpa in California and he said, oh, what's she doing now? I'll have her mom call you. Mom calls me and goes, yeah, well tell her she's got some stuff in my basement she needs to come get. So I guess that was her modus operandi. Never heard from her again. And then Heather with 3 kids. Oh yeah, needed a bedroom because her boyfriend had the 3 kids around the corner, and she took off a couple years before with some guy to the mainland and abandoned him and the kids. Now she's back. She wants to move in. He won't let her. So she's nearby so she can go be with the kids. Drama. She didn't, you know, I think she was only around for a week. And then Harriet and David. Well, that was a mistake, getting two people at the same, two 20-somethings at the same time. That was dumb. They lasted maybe, I don't know, less than a month. At first it was just her, and then, you know, he came. He was going to be in the treehouse next door, separate. But then I felt sorry for him, so I let him stay. You know, once we all met each other and they got along, I said, okay. And then so he moved in out there, which I didn't really want him on my acres. I wanted him on the acres over there, working over there, doing that. Yeah, well, you know, you put two 20-year-olds together, what are they going to do? I don't know for sure, but they took off in the middle of the night together. They had no communication skills. The guy had never been out of Chicago except the states around it. When he said he was a meat and potato eater, he wasn't kidding. The guy had never seen an artichoke, never had asparagus, didn't know what vegetables were, didn't eat fruit. I mean, he was seriously meat and potatoes. And he worked in a kiosk in some mall. I forget what he was doing, selling phones or something. He didn't last on the farm. And the girl, she was just like on a around the world ego blog, vlog. Look at me, I just inherited money, and now I'm going to go look at all the world. Look at all these beautiful sunsets in Thailand. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Selfies from around the world. I get, you know, kind of tired of seeing her face. Anyway, kids are gone, so now it's like, you know, no 20-somethings. Or at least I tried to say no 20-somethings, but, you know, you don't want to judge everybody just by some. Then I had Helen, who was an English lady on vacation. She was an equestrian coming from a stable in California. Hawaii was her next stop. And she had been living in the barn in California. They had her out there in the hayloft, literally camping in the hayloft. I says, I got running water and electricity. She comes, and still all these animals, too many, you know, kinds. She was 2 days, and she came down and says, I'm too prissy for this. Hey, I no problem with honesty, you know. I'm a no-filter kind of guy. Let me know. Talk to me. So she went back to Vegas to do the rest of her vacation. And then there was the Flow Fest triplets. 3 girls from the Flow Fest, a hippie gathering down there at Uncle Robert's area and stuff, and one was from Northeast. 2 cousins. I think she could have been Chicago too, and the other one was from Phoenix. And then the other girl who they met down at the thing was another Mexican girl from the Bay Area, who was also good. People that are from the Bay Area, you know, they got a lot of common sense, more than any place else in the country I've traveled. Like, maybe it's just a level of education. And so they were here for about a month until one of the cousins copped an attitude and started yelling and screaming at me in my kitchen and go, hey, you know, there is a lock on the gate, but it can be opened anytime you want to go. You're not a prisoner here. If this is not happy for you, please pack up, move out. And then the last one I had was the Bridget from New York, who like took care of 17 kids in New York City. So I figured, like, hey, this girl can handle anything. And I was having puppies, so she was landing when the puppies were 4 weeks old, pooping and pissing every night. And, you know, she was like, no problem, I'm going to help you, I'm going to help you. And I'll do it all, I can do all that. Pick up poop, I can do all that. She lasted a week. She lasted a week, and that was the last one I had. I mean, we were on the email for 2 months, 3 months, counting down until she's coming, and I'm giving her all the information I can and sending her pictures and all this stuff. And still, I don't know. Kids today, they just don't, I guess that's why they can't go to college. They couldn't sit through a professor that they needed the credits for and deal with it. You know, they just like flake. You know, they can't put up with the realities of life if there's a way out. And most of them take a way out. The ones that don't, you know, the ones that stuck it out are the ones that benefited the most. Half a dozen of those girls know how to skin a rabbit now, that's for sure. And only the one of the two cousins milked the goat. She accomplished that, and then her cousin has to get wanker, and then great, there goes, oh no, the guy. Funny enough, the guy was the only one that was milking the goat. He spelled me for a few weeks milking the two goats. I'll give him that credit. I'll give him that. He was the only one that was able to spell me in 3 years from milking the goat. So, yeah, ouch. So that's my work trade helper experience. I'm very shy of finding. Next, I want background checks, resumes, references. You know, I should have been doing that all along anyway, but then you'd have nobody, because nobody has that. Very few people have that. And if they do, and they come from too much on the straight resume world, then they're not going to function on the dirt level. That's just what I think. Oh, alright, well that's my rest period. Now I gotta go shovel Mango's caca. Okay. You wanna help me with that? You guys wanna come and watch me shovel it? So, work trade helpers, watch this film, and if you can't handle no filter and no PC, intense, but wild hearts can't be broken, Pink says. That milk can has a story. It's from France. It's got a story. I got it in the poubelle. Oh, nice birdies, huh? Alright kids, that's it for the work helper video. That's going to be by itself, because I'm sure it's long enough to stand alone. Yeah, birds. Hooey ho!